What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Sanctuary of Satisfaction. Today we got fire roasted hatch green chili smoked mac and cheese coming at ya. I'm TD. This is TD's Brew and Barbecue. Alright guys, we're out here on the Pyro patio. We got the grill going. This is a Rectech Bullseye. It's a pellet smoker, but I got this thing cranked up. It's a little over 600 degrees right now. So I'm gonna throw these fresh hatch green chilies on this grill. You don't have to use fresh ones. You don't have to roast them if you want to save a little bit of time. I just prefer doing this over the other method unless you can get them fresh and fire roasted right there in the store. What we're gonna do, we're gonna open this thing up. Woo! I think it's hot. And we're just gonna place it right here on the grill. And we're gonna close the lid for a couple minutes. I'm gonna check on them real quick. What you're gonna see, you're gonna start to see them kind of blister on the bottom. Just flip them over. There you go. See, you want it to start burning. What you're doing is you're separating the skin from the meat on these hatch chilies. The hatch chili skin is actually kind of tough, so you want to burn it off so we can steam it and then we can just peel off just the chili. All right, so let's check this bad boys. Yeah, see that burn? See that skin getting blistered? We're just gonna keep rotating them until all sides are gonna end up nice and black. That skin's gonna peel off and it's gonna expose all that nice hatch green chili meat in there. These hatch green chilies have got a nice char on them. You can see that the skin is separating. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take a plastic Ziploc bag, we're gonna pull them right off the grill. Sorry, it's a little windy. We're gonna put them right in the Ziploc bag. Okay, so we pulled our hatch chilies off of the grill. We put them in the plastic Ziploc bag. They were hot enough that they did kind of penetrate through, kind of melt the bag with, like, say, the stem or something like that, but that's okay. We just want it to build up the condensation inside the bag. It's gonna make taking that real tough skin off of the hatch chili a lot easier. So that way we can get a real nice, tender, soft piece of the hatch chili meat inside there. So I'm gonna move these over to the side and we're gonna start getting ready to build our mac and cheese. I'm gonna use a 1 pound bag of some mac and cheese, and some macaroni noodles. These are actually going to be the rotini noodles. And then the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pour 2 packages, which is gonna be 16 ounces of Velveeta shredded cheese. Normally I would have no problem shredding my own cheese, but if you're gonna if you're gonna buy shredded cheese, why not buy it already shredded, right? It makes it so much easier. Move that over. So what I have over here is I have the secret to a really creamy macaroni and cheese. This is asadero cheese. This asadero cheese is a Mexican cheese. It's smooth and creamy. It's made for melting sandwiches or any savory dishes, anything like that. So what this is gonna do, this is about 10 ounces. So I'm gonna shred up and cut up as much as I can. Very similar to like a string cheese, but just not as tough. And I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna cut it in half here, maybe into another piece. It's gonna make it a little easier to shred the cheese. All right, now that we got all of our asadero cheese grated up, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add it to the Velveeta and the macaroni mixture. So I got 6 cups of milk. I'm gonna pour in the 6 cups of milk in here. Now this thing is gonna get pretty full. That's 4 cups of milk. I'm gonna take 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm also gonna pour that in there as well. So here's another 2 cups of milk. is a 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna mix it all up. So after we've mixed all that in there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a couple tablespoons of the TD's Brew and Barbecue New Mexico Chili Certified 3 chili cilantro. This has got jalapeno, serrano, and red and green chilies in it. So we're really gonna amp up that green chili flavor in here. So I'm just gonna put it right on the top. Basically about a couple tablespoons. Don't normally measure a lot of stuff. And I'm just gonna mix it in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it up just until my grill finishes heating up to the right temperature and I get these green chilies cut up for it. So as soon as that smoker hits temp, I'm going to go ahead and throw it on, and while these green chilies, they're still a little warm, but I'm going to go ahead and start cutting them up. Okay, so my smoker's already at temp at about 225 degrees. We're gonna leave it right there. Anytime if you're cooking a pork butt or anything like that, I highly recommend at the end, once your pork butt hits the temp, if you're planning on eating it within the next 2 hours, giving it a good 2-hour rest, go ahead and just throw that mac and cheese in the smoker about that time. By the time the macaroni and cheese is done, you're gonna have it right there with your pulled pork or your brisket, anything like that that is low and slow, just keeping it there at that temperature. So right now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start skinning my green chilies. I wish you guys could smell this, because there's almost nothing better than smelling a fresh roasted hatch green chili pepper. There's a reason why it is the most coveted chili in the world. So you can see here, see how the skin just peels off? What we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep going through and we're gonna skin our chilies. It's super easy to skin them. They're already pretty much ready. If you're making chili rellenos, or if you're making what the previous video that I've already done is called the alien eggs or the New Mexico Twinkie. Yeah, we just take the Texas Twinkie and we give it a different step. And I fill my green chilies with leftover brisket, pulled pork, steak, chicken, anything like that. Wrap it in bacon, throw it on the smoker just like you would if it was a popper or a Texas Twinkie. But in New Mexico, we call it the New Mexico Twinkie. Now the other thing we can do is there's a lot of seeds, but they're all the way up here at the top. So one thing I like to do, you're gonna grab the placenta here and the stem and just pull it right out. And then I just take these with the seeds, just brush them out. And you got it nice and flat. If you wanna go ahead and run it through run it under some cold water just to get all the seeds off, you can. So what I'm gonna do is, I got these 2 pieces here. There's a lot of seeds in it, but it's all right. If we get the heat, then we get the heat. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through here and I'm gonna chop up these green chilies into some pretty good chunks. From the size of these green chilies, I think what I'm gonna do is I'll probably just use 1 or 2. It's a pretty good pile of hatch green chili right there. We're just gonna make sure that this green chili gets chopped up pretty fine. So you can start at the top, you can peel all the skin off at once. If you do it right, you let it sit just the right amount of time, it's still warm, you can really get the skin off pretty easily. You see how easy that skin is coming off? What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna open it up with my finger. I'm gonna grab the placenta and pull it right out. And then we got most of our seeds out. Still some seeds in there. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tear it in half. And I'm gonna chop this one up too. Now 2 green chilies is giving us this amount right here. To me that looks like that's probably going to be just the right amount. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my, my smoked mac and cheese that's already on the smoker, and then we're just gonna go ahead and mix it in. All right, the bullseye is holding pretty steady right now at about 225, 230. We're gonna open it up. Look at that mac and cheese. It's only been going for a couple minutes, just long enough for us to peel and skin these hatch green chilies. I'm just gonna go by kind of what I think should be in there. Whatever. It's New Mexico, right? This is what we're gonna put in there. Now let's mix it up. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let this stuff go. Let this go for probably about another hour, hour and a half, and then we're gonna come and check it at the hour mark. We've been roll smoke for about a little over 2 hours right now at about 225 degrees, 230, somewhere right around there. Rectech Bullseye is going strong, that thing rules. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna make the topping for our mac and cheese. The topping is gonna be chili lime chicharrones, and then I'm gonna mix it with just a little bit of the TD's Brew and Barbecue 3 chili cilantro. So we're gonna go ahead and crush these up and make these on our topping. Instead of using a breadcrumb, I like to use pork rinds or chicharrones. You don't need a lot of them. You just want to put probably pretty close to about half the bag, maybe a quarter of the bag. We'll save those for later. It's a great beer drinking snack. So I'm going to take some of this. I'm going to put probably about a teaspoon or so, or a tablespoon or so of the 3 chili cilantro in there. These are already seasoned, so I don't need a lot. I don't need a lot on it. I'm going to roll this up. I'm going to get to crack. I like to use the bottom of the bottle. Now you want these to be kind of where they resemble a panko style breadcrumb. And instead of being real big and real thin, you want them to be right there in the middle. So you want it to look just like it does if it was a panko breadcrumb. Now let's mix in, let's make sure that all of our 3 chili cilantro gets mixed in there really well. Oh yeah, that looks great. You see that? Looks awesome right there. Let's go put it on our mac and cheese. All right, so we're back here at the Pyro patio. Look at this mac and cheese. This stuff is starting to thicken up. It's about perfect, man. Just the consistency that we like it here. Now remember, once this sets, it's gonna thicken up just a little bit more once it cools. So we're gonna go ahead and make it like this nice and creamy. You can see there, it's not really runny, but it's not real thick either. And look at all those green chilies in there. Even there with the green chilies, and you got the seasoning in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna kind of flatten it out a little bit, try to even out as much of my pasta as I can. This is gonna be the last time we stir it until we're ready to eat it. Okay, so I got my bag of crushed chicharrones with the 3 chili cilantro. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top here. Now I'll probably give it about another half hour or so, just to kind of let that set up just a little bit. And I think we're just gonna be ready to tear into it. Oh yeah, you can really see these nice chicharrones starting to get nice and really crispy. They're getting toasty. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off the grill. Let's get started. We gotta make sure that we hold this with both hands, because that is a heaping pile of mac and cheese. Let's give it a try here. I'm gonna pull it right out of it. Look at the cheesiness on that, right in that bowl. Our cheese is not runny. It's nice. It's got the most perfect firmness to it. Oh man, you can really smell this. I'm gonna make me a bowl here, just so I can test it out. We got some steaks going on the grill in just a minute. Look at that. Look right there. See that? That's authentic Hatch, New Mexico green chili flavor. Let's see how it goes. Man, if this was a mac and cheese contest, I'd put my money TD's Brew and Barbecue 3 chili cilantro. This is probably the best mac and cheese I've ever put together here. And I've made this a couple times, and this right here is bar none the absolute best one I have ever made. So like I said, if this was a mac and cheese contest, I would put my money on this right here. Go ahead, head over to the website, get yourself some 3 chili cilantro. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Shop local, support small. That's what we preach here at TD's Brew and Barbecue. It's not just life changing, it's also lunch changing. Thanks for watching. Oh, that spice is really hitting now. Yeah, it's really hitting.